me also add my welcome to everybody to this, as George called it, a prestigious event, to this Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Corporate Certification Awards ceremony. It's a slightly long title, but CIPS is a prestigious procurement professional body with a worldwide reputation, and we are delighted to be here today. There are a number of issues at the moment that we're facing on procurement, but this demonstrates that we are absolutely committed to doing procurement properly, to doing it fairly, and in that way we achieve good value for money for our investors and for the people of East Africa. And that is something that we will not waver on. That is a commitment that we give to everybody publicly, that we are absolutely certain that we will do everything we can to make sure that all our procurement is clean, because we do spend a lot of money. I've mentioned $130 million. This is a lot of money. So we give a lot of large contracts. So this is one of the things that we are so delighted about getting this award.
Colleagues, today marks a very historic event in trademark calendar. And because this day we are formally receiving a prestigious award from CIPS, Corporate Certification. And of course, Trademark is the first institution in the East African region to get this award, and the second institution in Africa to receive this award. This is a beginning of a very long journey of a relationship, and we will be appreciating your advisory role as we maintain this CIPS certification. I now wish to invite our CEO, Frank.
The institution's rapidly moved on. I think back in 2010, our annual budget was around $10 million, and this year we're projecting annual expenditure of $130 million. So within a 5-year period, you can see the rate of growth. And that's been difficult to manage at times, but I'm very proud of what my team's done. And I think we're also at the moment looking at our next 5-year strategy. We're very excited in terms of thinking through our budget and plans for the next 5 years. We're hoping really to put our collective heads together, particularly with our new board, about how we can really meet the challenge of the generation, which is really about employment creation. So we'll be working hard to think about how many millions of jobs we can create, and I'll be looking forward to addressing you as a press with the board at one point later this year to talk about that, and really to improve the lives of millions of East Africans. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and I think I'm going to hand over to Andre now.
I wanted to talk a little bit about certification, but that was really covered. So I'll be a bit more philosophical about this whole issue, and then you'll probably see where my heart lies in this whole thing. But the challenge here, and this is probably the bad news, that this is only the start, and I think you've mentioned it. It's about a journey of continuous improvement, and we would really be honored and to walk this journey with you, to see the fate of the African child change through our efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I like to think self-improvement is actually a trademark of trademark, and we're very thrilled. I'm sure it goes without saying that the investors feel great reassurance that procurement is in such safe hands and improving all the time. So thank you very much to Frank, Ken, Isaac, the team, Clyde in absence. Fantastic job, and well done. Thank you.
The process of corporate certification is it's a robust process. Now, first of all, you have to be an organization that's got the desire to actually look at your procurement policies and process against a global international best practice. So that's the first start. So when an organization engages CIPS, there's a clear desire by that organization to look at their procurement and supply chain policies and processes against a global standard. Now, what happens is there's an engagement with the organization to explain the process to them, and then further to that, also all the requirements. What is the information that we would be looking at when we do this assessment? Now, the assessment is done against a few dimensions: leadership, performance, people, process, policy, and so on. So there are over 100, if I can say, questions or statements that we as CIPS would look at when we evaluate the organization's procurement policies and processes. Certification is a result of maturity of organizations, and as we saw in the presentation, Trademark East Africa is a mature organization when it comes to procurement and supply. So as organizations like Trademark East Africa become more and more mature in Africa, we see a more, increased number of applications for corporate certification. I've been working in Africa now over the past 5 years, and it's only now that we're starting to see more and more applications coming through. Whereas if you look at developed economies, if you can call it that, like in Europe, there are many, of these organizations coming through. So I want to believe that this is the first of a wave that's going to come through Africa as organizations from a procurement and supply point of view actually mature and are ready now for this process.